Welcome to the Trusscore wall and ceiling board and slat wall installation video. First, let's get the measurements of the room. Our room is 10 feet wide on all sides and has an 8-foot ceiling. Using a stud finder, mark 16 inches on center. First, we will place our 1/2-inch J-trims. If you need to cut the pieces of J-trim to a specific length, tin snips can be used. Highlighted are the areas the 1/2-inch J-trim has been placed and fastened, 16 inches on center. All pieces are facing inward. Let's take a closer look at the corner setups. The bottom left corner has 2 pieces of J-trim perpendicular to each other, along the base and up the corner. The bottom right corner has J-trim running perpendicular to each other along the base. We will be adding Trusscore wall and ceiling board and slat wall to the right and back walls of this room. For the room, we will be using 8-foot pieces of wall and ceiling board and 8-foot pieces of slat wall. Next, we will cut our pieces of wall and ceiling board to the desired length. When using a circular saw, make sure to use a fine-toothed blade with the blade installed in the reverse direction for a cleaner cut. Be sure to leave a 1/4 inch of room at the ends of each board to allow for expansion and contraction. Once your board is ready, slide the first piece into the J-trims at the top and bottom of the wall. Slide it into the corner flush with the wall. If needed, you can slightly bend the board to get it into the pieces of J-trim. Before installing the second board, make sure the first board is level. Once the board is level, fasten it in the pre-punched holes on the flange. Do not over-tighten. Insert the second panel. Trusscore wall and ceiling board's interlocking system makes installation quick and easy. Fasten the board. Place and fasten the rest of the boards, except for the last one. We can now set the U-channels into place. The channels are part of the H-channel snapping kit that will be used to cover the seams and fasteners for a cleaner look. U-channels will be placed parallel with the wall and ceiling board and slat wall. At the end of the installation, the kit will be snapped together. The second U-channel will be placed parallel with the last board. Remember, we haven't placed the last board yet. We can now set our first piece of slat wall. Place it over the top of the wall and ceiling board at the bottom. Make sure it is level and fasten it through the flange. Now connect the 3 remaining pieces of slat wall. They're designed to form a secure connection, which also helps to hide fasteners and seams. Now that the final piece of slat wall is installed, the top U-channel can be installed parallel to the slat wall piece. It's time to install the top wall and ceiling board panels. Each is cut to our desired length with enough room for expansion and contraction. Make sure it is level and fasten each piece into the stud. Once each piece is fastened, it's time to place our last piece of wall and ceiling board. We will measure and cut along the length of the board to get a flat edge for the corner. Cutting off the side with the flange, we will use the side with the tongue to connect with our other pieces of wall and ceiling board. Now we can place our 1/2-inch J-trim into the corner, facing inward. This will allow us to run wall and ceiling board down the right side of the room. This J-trim will also cover the seam in the corner. You can see it's cut to fit within the top and bottom J-trims. We can now fasten the board into the wall through the bottom of the J-trim. Our last step is to connect our H-channel snapping kits to cover our seams and fasteners. Snap them in securely. We will now repeat this process down the right side of the room to complete the install.